Today we're taking a look at these NBA matches, which are happening on Saturday, November 26, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. And if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Northern Illinois vs Northern Iowa. The Northern Illinois Huskies are eyeing their 3rd victory of the season. They dropped the season opener against non-Di-Fo Illinois Springfield, followed by road defeats against Northwestern and Georgia Tech. The Huskies were big dogs in a loss to Sam Houston State and were 6.5-point favorites in an 86-61 win against Long Island on Wednesday. The Huskies have covered in 2 of their 4 games that had a betting line. Keshawn Williams has posted a few big performances this season, including a remarkable 28 points in Wednesday's victory. The junior guard has reached 20 points on 2 occasions and is averaging 17 PPG and 3.7 RPG. David Coit has scored double digits in all but 1 game. The sophomore guard will have success from deep. He is averaging 14.7 PPG and has connected on 38% of his threes. Zareek Nutter has scored at least 10 points in 4 consecutive games. The sophomore guard has filed an average of 13.2 PPG and 7.2 RPG. The Northern Iowa Panthers are searching for their first win against a Di opponent this season. Northern Iowa won the season opener against non-Di-Fo Wartburg but has struggled in their next 3 games. They lost to Richmond, were competitive in a loss to San Francisco, and most recently, were 4-point dogs in a 69-67 home win against Grand Canyon. They have covered in 2 out of 3 last 3 games. Bowen Bourne has been productive. The sophomore guard has eclipsed 15 points in all 4 games, including 19 in the loss to GCU, and is averaging 17.8 PPG on 42% shooting. Titan Anderson has seen a big increase in playing time this season. The sophomore guard already has collected 3 double-doubles and has reported an average of 12.8 PPG, along with 11 RPG. Nate Hias is a key player, but unfortunately has a hand injury and is out for the rest of the month. The sophomore guard has scored 24 points in his 2 games. The Northern Illinois Huskies have played a few power conference squads that will help them going forward. They covered in a loss to Northwestern, who remains undefeated and enters with confidence after a dominating 86-61 win against New Brooklyn. Northern Iowa has not looked good. Their only victory was against non-Di opponent Wartburg in the season opener. Furthermore, Northern Iowa is playing without Nate Hias, which is a big loss. The sophomore guard is a key player, standing 3rd in the team scoring with an average of 12 PPG. The defense on these squads is close. The Huskies are allowing 105.5 points per 100 possessions, while the Panthers are at 100 points. Take Northern Illinois Huskies plus 13 points. While neither of these defenses are stalwarts by any means, their offenses have been even worse. We have seen these teams go long stretches of game minutes without scoring, and the offenses are both bottom 50 in assists to field goal ratio. Simply put, their offenses are not fluid or cohesive. We should expect to see possessions that result in contested shots from deep. Speaking of long-range shooting, both of these teams are shooting under 33% from deep, and that will likely continue. Take the under 137.5 points in this Midwest battle. South Alabama Jaguars vs Towson Tigers. The Towson Tigers are averaging 70.3 points on 46.7% shooting and allowing 64.2 points on 39.1% shooting. Nicholas Timberlake is averaging 18.4 points and 4.4 rebounds, while Charles Thompson is averaging 13 points and 1.6 assists. Cameron Holden is the 3rd double-digit scorer, and Sekou Silla is grabbing 7 rebounds. The Towson Tigers are shooting 32.7% from beyond the arc and 71% from the free throw line. The Towson Tigers are allowing 33.3% shooting from deep and are grabbing 33.5 rebounds per game. The South Alabama Jaguars are averaging 72.8 points on 45.1% shooting and allowing 67 points on 39.7% shooting. Isaiah Moore is averaging 19.5 points and 4 rebounds, while Kevin Samuel is averaging 11.5 points and 0.8 assists. Greg Parham too is the third double-digit scorer, and Tyrell Jones is grabbing 1 rebound. The South Alabama Jaguars are shooting 28.1% from beyond the arc and 73.3% from the free throw line. The South Alabama Jaguars are allowing 29% shooting from deep and are grabbing 31.4 rebounds per game. The Towson Tigers are simply playing the better ball up to this point, and they're covering numbers as well. The South Alabama Jaguars have had issues finding consistent offensive success, and they play a very short rotation, which isn't ideal when on the end of a back-to-back. Take the Towson Tigers minus 5.5 points. South Alabama guard Isaiah Moore currently leads the Jaguars in multiple categories this season. Moore dropped 38 points in the Jaguars' previous game and is averaging 33.5 minutes per game and a very impressive 19.5 points per game this season. The Towson Tigers will play their second game in 2 days after falling to the Fairfield Stags yesterday by a score of 75-69. The Towson Tigers have been on fire to start the season as they currently hold an overall record of 5-1 and sit in first place in the Colonial Athletic Conference. Nicholas Timberlake has been the Towson Tigers' best player so far this season as he leads the Tigers with 37.2 minutes per game and 18.4 points per game. Forward guard Cam Holden was the Tigers' best player against the Stags on Friday as he put up 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 4 assists. Take the over 132.5 points. Houston Cougars vs Kent State Golden Flashes. Number 2 Houston holds its highest ranking in nearly 4 decades thanks to a dominant November to date. The Cougars aim to keep cruising when they host Kent State on Saturday. The Cougars have been rewarded with their highest ranking since February 27, 1984, when Hakeem Olajuwon, Clyde Drexler and the rest of Phi Slama Jama were also ranked number 2 during their run to the national title game. Houston is led by preseason All-American Marcus Sasser, who averages a team-high 16.6 points and 3.0 assists per game, while Trayman Mark averages 10.6 points and 4.0 rebounds. Juwan Roberts chips in 9.4 points and 5.8 rebounds per game. The team's top freshmen, 5-star forward Horace Walker and 4-star guard Terrence Arsenault, have also contributed significantly. Walker averages 12.4 points and a team-high 7.0 rebounds, while Arsenault contributes 9.0 points, 4.4 rebounds and 1.4 steals per game. Arsenault had 15 points on 6 of 11 shooting, including 3 3-pointers, to go along with 5 rebounds and 3 steals against the Ducks. Walker added 10 points and made both of his 3-point attempts, in addition to posting 6 rebounds and 3 assists. While the Cougars, 5-0, have yet to face a ranked team, they've won every game by double figures, including a 66-56 victory at Oregon on Sunday. Houston held the Ducks to 38.8% shooting from the field, including an abysmal 3 of 22 from 3-point range, and scored a whopping 30 points off Oregon's 16 turnovers. Sincere Carey is leading Kent State in scoring and assists, with averages of 19.8 points and 5.8 assists per game, while Clearon Hornbeak is the leading rebounder, with an average of 6.8 rebounds per game. Kent State has 4 players averaging double figures in scoring, and as a team the Golden Flashes are scoring an average of 81.0 points per game. Houston looks to keep its perfect record intact with a victory on Saturday when hosting Kent State. The Cougars are 5-0 following a 66-56 victory on the road against the Oregon Ducks. The leading scorer for Houston was Marcus Sasser with 16 points. The Cougars held Oregon to 38.8% shooting overall and 13.6% shooting 3-point territory. Houston was out-rebounded by Oregon 38-28 but committed only 10 turnovers to 16 by the Ducks. Marcus Sasser is the leading scorer for Houston with an average of 16.6 points per game, while Horace Walker is the second leading scorer and the leading rebounder, with averages of 12.4 points and 7.0 rebounds per game. Jamal Sheed is the leader in assists with an average of 6.0 assists per game. Houston has 3 players averaging double figures in scoring, and as a team the Cougars are scoring an average of 79.2 points per game. Take the Houston Cougars win. Houston is a perfect 5-0 straight up and against the spread and will pick up a victory at home on Friday against Kent State, but the play here is under. The under has cashed in 3 of Kent State's last 5, as well as in each of Houston's last 3 and in 4 of Houston's 5 games this season. The Cougars are holding opponents to an average of just 48.0 points and 30.4% shooting per game, which are both first in the nation. Take the under 135 points here.